This is Colin Flaherty. You're watching White Girl Bleed a Lot. Here we talk about racial violence without racism, without rancor, without apologies. What kind of person kills a cop and is killed in return? What kind of person walks into a clothing store with a gun to hold him up and is killed in return? Why don't we find out by asking their family members?
Well, tonight, the family of Major Davis Jr., the man accused of killing Officer Wren, is speaking out about the shooting.
His aunt, cousins, and his children's grandmother all spoke to 24 Hour News 8's Jessica Smith this afternoon. She joins us now in the newsroom with their take on last night's tragedy.
Yes, the family is still struggling to accept that Davis Jr. could be a part of something like this. He's the father of 4 children ranging in age from 2 to 10 years old. Their family has had a long, tense history with Indianapolis police officers.
You don't know what he been through with IPD. We do. He's scarred for life.
The Davis family's history with police began with Major Davis Sr. He served at least 3 years on a drug conviction and was arrested again in 2003 for public intoxication. He died of a heart attack in police custody when Davis Jr. was just a young teen. The coroner said officers were not at fault, but still, the family holds police responsible.
He wasn't a bad person. His father was killed by IPD, and that is enough to hurt a person and scar him for life.
Remarkably, one of the officers listed in that 2003 police report is Officer Perry Wren.
I imagine he figured they was going to try and kill him. I mean, because look what they did to his father.
On Saturday night, the family says they were having a cookout.
And next thing I just hear red shots and everybody running in the house and everybody just hit the floor.
By the time they got outside, they realized those shots were Davis and Officer Wren shooting at each other. Davis had an assault rifle.
Major is not a bad person in spite of what happened. Things happen.
Now the family is worried about Davis Jr.'s reputation.
It's horrible about what took place. But, I mean, I just don't think it's fair for them to keep dragging him through the mud.
And again, questioning police tactics.
You know, I don't know how the police was shooting. They was you know, if they took out any concern about kids running around, I don't know.
There's only one thing this family seems to be sure of.
The boy is not a bad person.
The family said it's sorry for Officer Wren's family, but they think the tragedy could have been avoided if Officer Wren would have stayed in his car, since he could see Davis had a gun. Live in the newsroom, Jessica Smith, 24 Hour News 8.
The 16-year-old's family speaking out tonight after he shot and killed during a robbery attempt, and police say he was one of the robbers.
Now, investigators say the store owner acted in self-defense when he fatally shot Isaiah Haggins Jr. Marcia Bonhart with new information from the teen's family tonight. Marcia.
Yes, I did speak with the family of the suspect today. They are brokenhearted, and they tell me he had to have been influenced by others. This is how the family of Isaiah Emmanuel Haggins remembers him, an adorable toddler with an infectious smile. Monday, the dream of seeing this little guy grow up was crushed.
Isaiah was not out running around in the streets and to where we never knew where he was. I knew where my son was.
Dayton police say Isaiah was shot and killed by the owner of the Steppen Style, an urban clothing store in Dayton. They also say he was one of 2 people trying to rob the business that day. His family members say they do not condone his actions, but he was a good kid who got caught up with the wrong crowd.
But it was something about he and the other boy that he was with that did not sit well with me. Isaiah just met these guys. It has to have been only 3 weeks at the most that he met these 2 guys.
Carrie Gober is Isaiah's maternal grandmother, whom he called Sweet Sweet and with whom he lived in Dayton. She said the aspiring musician was ready to attend the Mound Street Academy in August. His father, Isaiah Sr., who was the last family member to speak with him, said Isaiah called him Monday morning before the robbery attempt.
Oh, he wanted me to take him shopping. He asked me when I take him shopping. I asked him where he wanted to go, and he said he was going to go with a friend. So I asked him, well, how much did you need? And he said, well, Dad, I'll call you back.
Isaiah's family wants all teens to know if an adult is suspicious of your friends, there's a good reason.
You can't just think that just because we're parents, we're trying to keep you in the house just because we don't want you outside. I want you to be a teenager. I want you to go and do this and do that, but I want you safe.
Dayton police ask if anyone knows who may have been involved in that attempted robbery to call Crime Stoppers at 222-7867. Marcia Bonhart, 2 News.
Other family who gathered tonight to grieve the teen's death say the robbery attempt wasn't like the boy they knew.
He wasn't a villain. You know, he was a good kid. He was a good kid, and kids have problems.
That was not my nephew. He was not the kind of person, and I don't want the world to think that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Wasn't it the poet who said every cop is a criminal and all the sinners saints? That's the way it is in lots of places in America right now. The hoods are glorified, the cops are vilified, and people wonder why their neighborhoods aren't safe. Now you know. This is Colin Flaherty with White Girl Bleed a Lot. I'll see you next time.